Disability discussions with Ihoma Healthcare.
Welcome back to Disability Discussions with Ihoma Healthcare. I'm really glad you're here today because we're diving into a topic that affects how people think, how they act, and how they treat one another. Disability myths. These myths show up everywhere, in workplaces, schools, healthcare settings, and even in casual conversations with friends and family.
And the thing about myths is that they don't just float around harmlessly. They shape expectations. They shape opportunities. They shape how people are included or excluded. So today, we're breaking down 10 of the biggest disability myths that really need to disappear, and we're going to talk about what's actually true.
Let's start with the one almost everyone has heard. There's this assumption that if someone has a disability, they must need constant assistance.
Right, and that assumption can be so limiting. The truth is, people with disabilities often live independently, work independently, and make decisions independently. Support needs vary, just like they do for everyone else. Some people need assistance with certain tasks, some don't need any at all, and some only need support in specific environments.
And what's important is recognizing autonomy. Offering help is great, but assuming someone needs help without asking can actually take away their agency.
Exactly. The best approach is simple. Ask, don't assume.
This myth causes a lot of harm. People often think disability only looks one way. A wheelchair, a cane, a visible mobility difference.
But invisible disabilities are incredibly common. Chronic pain, neurological conditions, mental health disorders, autoimmune diseases. These are all disabilities that you can't see just by looking at someone.
And because they're invisible, people sometimes face skepticism or judgment. They're told they don't look disabled, or they're questioned when they ask for accommodations.
Which is why awareness matters. Visibility doesn't determine legitimacy.
This one is outdated, inaccurate, and honestly insulting.
People with disabilities contribute across every industry: healthcare, tech, education, government, entrepreneurship. The real barrier isn't ability. It's inaccessible workplaces, biased hiring practices, and assumptions that limit opportunity before a person even gets a chance.
And when workplaces are accessible and inclusive, people thrive. It's not about capability, it's about environment.
Exactly. Talent exists everywhere. Opportunity doesn't always.
Let's talk about pity. A lot of people think they're being kind when they express sympathy, but pity is not support.
Pity actually reinforces the idea that disability is tragic or unfortunate. People with disabilities don't need sympathy, they need respect, access, and equity.
And when we shift from pity to partnership, everything changes. Conversations become more empowering. Interactions become more respectful.
Pity limits people, respect elevates them.
Let's clear this one up. Wheelchairs, hearing aids, communication devices, mobility supports, these are tools.
Tools that provide freedom, independence, and access. Assistive technology isn't a sign of limitation, it's a sign of empowerment. It's no different than glasses helping someone see or a smartphone helping someone communicate.
Exactly. Assistive devices expand possibilities. They don't define limitations.
This myth comes from the idea that disability is something inherently negative, something people want cured.
But many people don't view their disability that way. For some, it's part of their identity, their culture, their lived experience. The real issue isn't disability, it's environments that aren't designed for everyone.
And when environments become accessible, disability stops being a barrier. It becomes just another part of who someone is.
This one surprises people. More than 1 billion people worldwide live with a disability.
It's the largest minority group and the only one anyone can join at any time. Disability is a universal human experience. It touches families, communities, workplaces, and every part of society.
And because it's so common, accessibility shouldn't be an afterthought. It should be a standard.
This myth has held back so many children for so long.
Kids with disabilities absolutely can learn, thrive, and excel academically. They just need the right supports, accessible materials, inclusive environments, and educators who understand diverse learning needs.
The problem isn't ability, it's outdated educational systems that weren't designed with all learners in mind.
When schools embrace universal design, every child benefits, not just children with disabilities.
Leadership isn't about physical ability, it's about vision, resilience, and expertise.
And people with disabilities lead organizations, movements, innovations, and communities every single day. They bring perspectives that strengthen teams and improve decision-making.
Leadership is about impact, not appearance.
This myth reduces people to one part of their identity.
People with disabilities are parents, professionals, creators, athletes, innovators, leaders. Disability doesn't erase talent, ambition, or potential.
It's one part of who someone is, not the whole story.
If we want a world that truly includes everyone, we have to challenge these myths wherever they show up, in conversations, workplaces, schools, and healthcare.
Inclusion isn't charity. It's responsibility. It's commitment. And it's how we build a society where everyone can come as they are.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Disability Discussions with Ihoma Healthcare. Share this episode, challenge these myths, and keep pushing for a world that welcomes everyone.